Ladies and gentlemen, in this course we are going to talk, in this lesson, we are going to talk about how to bake muffins. And muffins just look like cakes, but they are a little bit smaller and they do not have too many toppings on the outside. But the core structure of a muffin is almost similar to that of a sponge cake. So we're not going to repeat the ingredients over and over in this lesson. You can just also go back to the cake making recipe and learn more about them. But as you can see, here they are. We have sugar, you have milk, you have your margarine, and you have your oils and eggs, and the whisk, and the spoon, the spatula, and I don't think there's anything else that you need except probably for the mold, the muffin mold, and the sticky paper that we put inside the muffin mold, just to make sure that they do not stick to the pan. But even without it, we can also be able to bake them and be able to remove them well from the oven if we grease it well, from the pan rather, if we grease it well and flour it well before baking. So now that you have seen the ingredients, let's talk now about the procedure. How do you turn those ingredients into muffins? First of all, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once the oven reaches this degrees, this temperature, it is going to be ready for you to start baking. And then prepare a muffin tin by greasing the cup or lining them with paper liners. Grease the cups of the muffin tin, which is the mold, with butter, oil or cooking spray to prevent the muffins from sticking. Alternatively, you can just line the cups with paper liners for easy removal and saving. Make sure that you evenly distribute the grease or liners in each cup to ensure that the muffins are going to bake evenly. After this stage, then in a mixing bowl, combine the dry ingredients such as flour, sugar, baking powder and salt, and measure out the desired amounts of flour, sugar, baking powder and salt using measuring cups and spoons. Sift the dry ingredients into a mixing bowl and remove any lumps and ensure even distribution, and use a whisk or spoon to gently combine the ingredients together, the dry ingredients together, until they've been well mixed. On the other hand, again, in a separate bowl, mix the wet ingredients like milk, eggs, and melted butter or oil. Crack the desired number of eggs into separate mixing bowls. Pour the amount of milk and melted butter or oil, and use a whisk or fork to beat the wet ingredients together until they have been well combined. So after that, you can fold the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients until they are just combined. Just be careful not to overmix. So you do this by creating a well in the center of the dry ingredients in the mixing bowl, and then pouring the wet ingredients into that well. Use a spatula or wooden spoon to gently fold the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, and be careful not to overmix. It's okay if there are a few lumps in the batter, don't worry about that one. After that, you have to spoon the batter into the prepared muffin tin, which is the mold, filling each cup to about 2/3 full, because it is going to rise and then fill up the other remainder, that third of the space. So use a spoon or ice cream scoop to carefully portion the batter into each cup of the muffin tin. Fill each cup with about 2/3 full to allow room for the muffins to rise while baking, and then make sure that you evenly distribute the batter among the cups for consistent baking. After this, you can then add some toppings. This is optional. Some customers would like their muffins to come with chocolate chips, some prefer nuts, some prefer fruits on top of the batter. So you can just start by spooning the batter into the muffin tin, sprinkling a desired amount of toppings on top of each muffin, and gently press the toppings into the batter to ensure they stick while baking. Feel free to get creative with the toppings and mixing different combinations for added flavor. But what is important is to bake the muffins after this now in the preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until a toothpick that is inserted into the center starts coming out clean without wet dough. So prefer you do this by just placing the muffin tin in the preheated oven on the center rack. Set a timer for about 20 minutes and check the muffins for doneness by inserting a toothpick into the center. If the toothpick comes out clean with no butter clinging to it, it means that the muffins are ready. If the toothpicks has butter on it, then continue baking in 5 minutes increments. In other words, keep on checking after every 5 minutes until the muffins are fully cooked. After that, remove the muffins from the oven, let them cool in the tin for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely, and then there you go, ladies and gentlemen, save them to your customers. So this is what we're talking about. These are the muffins, these are in the molds, these are the paper liners around them that make them easy to remove from the muffin tin, which is this mold, when they come out of the oven. And you are going to save your customers with this paper liner, because they are not convenient enough to just hold with their physical fingers. But the next video is going to explain everything. If you didn't follow quite well or understand any step, please watch the next video. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. After this, you'll be ready to start your muffin making.